Okay, a consistent point of topic that comes up in therapy is obviously stupid Alex, because the reason I started therapy was actually, I think, I realized how terrible I felt in that relationship and how similar it was to all of my other relationships. And I think a goal for me is to work on myself so that the next time I'm in whatever relationship, I'll be able to better handle it or figure it out or fix it. But yeah, I don't know if anyone remembers, so I told her that I kept thinking all these thoughts that related to the closure talk that we had, and I didn't have them at the time, but now I'm thinking more on it, and it's not like anything triggered it. It's not like I saw him and we talked about it again, or thoughts came up and reminded me of it. I really don't know why I just all of a sudden started thinking about these things. I just remember thinking that in the moment, I didn't really care to tell him my thoughts just because I didn't really think he cared to listen to me. And I just didn't have physically the energy to really say what I was thinking. And I think that is because I just didn't really think he cared what I thought. But now that I have more clarity on the situation, or maybe I'm just more sure of myself and more secure in my own thoughts in general, I have all these things that I want to in a way say to him. And a part of me wants to tell him because I want to in a way test myself to see if I even need his validation in response. Basically I want to say something to him and leave being okay with how he responded regardless of how he responds. But I think it's such a human thing to always want a response that you want to hear, whatever it may be. So I think it's ultimately impossible for me to reach that goal. But also maybe a part of me just wants the last word, or a part of me just wants to be you suck, bye, I don't know. But yeah, I think I just wanted to test myself and know that I've maybe moved on if I feel okay with how he would have responded to what I would have said. And my therapist is very much so what good would that even do for you? And even though I said all those things, she was okay, but you know that he made you feel so insecure and he made you feel all of these bad things, so why do you even want to try to talk to him? And she told me you should write a letter, and if you in a week still want to tell him these things, or I don't know, hear what he has to say, just give him this letter. And I was oh, that's kind of a good idea, because I think a lot of the times I'll be super impulsive because I'm I'll regret not doing it. And so I end up just doing all these things that I feel are just so dumb. And it's why don't I have the self-control? But I think to me, it's the feeling of regret is worse than the feeling I have lack of self-control. So I think that can help that impulsiveness of me too, is if I want to do something, don't do it in that moment, think about it, and then wait a week or some amount of time and see if you still want to do it. And if you do, then it means that you really want to do it, and otherwise just let it go. But yeah, I told her I think it's true that he made me feel super insecure, but I also think I was actually more of an insecure person when I met him a year ago. Has it been a year? Yeah, a year ago. And after therapy and just being on my own, I feel I'm so much more sure of myself and so much more secure. That's why I'm kind of okay, I feel more comfortable telling him what I really think now, because I'm more secure, and maybe what he says will have less of an effect on me now. But anyways, I tried to think about why I really want to tell him these things, just to see if it's worth doing. And I think one, a part of me still cares about him and wants to help him, just because I feel he has his own problems, and he hasn't explicitly ever told me what they were, but I'm just okay, I feel you're suffering in some way, so I just want to help. But also I think a part of me knows that he does care about what I think, and maybe it is worth telling him something that could help him, but I don't know. it's like I really can't tell if he cares or not. But it's like, why would you have dated me if you didn't actually ever care what I thought? So yeah. Also, it's just like me reading into things. I'm like, okay, I think he like still kind of cares what I think, but ultimately, not really. I mean, I think whatever he thinks of himself is going to outweigh anything anyone else can say to him, including me. So yeah, I think my plan is to make like a letter, but in a vlog form, and just post it. And if he sees it and responds, then okay. But if he doesn't, then at least all my thoughts are out there. And yeah, I want to do that once I review this like book that I read that I've still been meaning to do. But a lot of the things I think I read from that book really made me think about his situation and like how it relates to me or whatever. But yeah, I think I kind of like need to remind myself a lot of the things that I read in that book, because otherwise like I just kind of forget it. And that's even what the book mentions. It's like you have to practice things over and over again, obviously, to like perfect them or like to make it more of an instinctual habit. So yeah, I think I need to kind of remind myself what's in that book anyway. So I got to do that soon, and then maybe I will have a vlog where it's like I'm talking to Alex and telling him what I think about everything. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this will just be my last actual like thought thing about him, and I can move on more quicker or whatever afterwards, but we'll see. Okay, I think I should go soon to my volunteer thing, and then I'm gonna go back to Seattle tonight. Okay, bye.